Today on Alaskan Ballistics, the Frankford Arsenal Perfect Hand Primer, Perfect Seat Primer. Let's see how it is. Welcome back to Alaskan Ballistics. My name is Chuck. I hope you are doing well today. For those of you that have followed the live stream know that I've been kind of struggling with the priming tool, and this is one of the ones I definitely wanted to try out. So when they got it back in stock, I got it on their Black Friday sale, and it has been pretty good for the first 126 rounds. We're not going to say it's perfect. We're not going to say it's terrible. It's definitely better than the RCBS Universal that just is absolute junk, that barely holds the primer tray in, and it always falls on you while you're priming. I have to sit with a big old box in my lap and prime over the box so I can catch my primers and my brass and all that jazz. So it's a way big step up from that. And then the Lyman as well just would never push the primers in deep enough without crushing the crap out of them. And so the Lyman, even with their own shell holders, was absolute junk and not worth anything. So I wanted to get this one because it's supposed to be adjustable and you should be able to adjust the depth of the primer very well. So let's see what you get in the box. I'm going to open this box up. I did see made in China on the box. I was a little disappointed that Frankford Arsenal didn't make it in America, but oh well, Chinese people got to eat too. I get it. All right, you get this nice case. And let's see what else is here. So that's the body of the priming tool. And this is how you adjust the seating depth. Right is lower. To take the shell holder out, you just push that down. And then that actually comes out, and there's your spring, and that's your large primer tool right there. It came with the small one actually installed. And the one thing about this one is you do kind of have to get it lined up like so. Put it back in there. And that'll give you your tension. And sometimes you gotta kind of make sure that when you put the shell holder back in, the shell holder is kind of in the center of the hole right there. So that's how you do it. There's the small one and small primer tool. And here is your caliber chart that comes with it and which shell holder you need to use. Here's the primer tray. And unlike the RCBS, that the black part broke on me and the plastic black part that holds it in sticks out of the thing. This one's all internal, and this seems to hold it very well. And you get the shell holders with it. I'm using a number 2 for 308 right now. 1 through 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 19 for the most common calibers. So far I've done 126 rounds with it, and they've been all 308 Winchester. I don't know if I'm allowed to show reloading itself and priming them on YouTube, so we will show them the result anyway. They did pretty good at setting the primers. I won't say it's perfect, but then this brass isn't perfect either. So this is just PMC once fired from Full Metal Jacket rounds, cleaned and, deprimed and resized, full length resized. And if you have consistent primer pockets in match grade brass, I think this would do a lot better. I did have to play up and down between individual pieces of brass with this knob in order to get it to seat perfectly every time. But since they call it the perfect hand seat primer, I won't call it perfect, but I will call it as close to perfect as you can get, especially when you compare it to the Lyman or the RCBS. I've also had another RCBS in the past that was also pretty awful. I think this one's actually pretty good. I will have links to it on my MeWe page and Arms Directory page and on my Twitter X page, that kind of thing. So, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. So here I am using it with some 6.5 PRC Nosler brass. It didn't actually list 6.5 PRC or 6.5 Creedmoor in that little pamphlet in the center. So I had to try to figure out which shell holder. It ended up being a number 5. So Franklin Arsenal, you need to get 2 of the most popular calibers that's come out in the last 6, 7, 10 years into that manual. But I digress. As good match quality brass that this stuff is, and it's already, ready to load. I've already checked it. This stuff did really well. It's much more consistent on having to adjust or not adjust very much the primer pocket depth. There were a couple of them that weren't the same depth, and I had to adjust it. But overall, the better the brass, the less you're going to have to do adjusting on this Frankfurt Arsenal perfect priming tool. So it's really nice. I'm not going to have any that are, too far in that's going to light strike, or too far back that's going to light strike, or worse, fire or slam fire or whatever it is. So it is nice to know that you can get it absolutely perfect, or absolutely closest to humanly possibly perfect, with this Frankfurt Arsenal hand primer. I really do like this thing. It's the best one I've seen out of all the hand primers. I hope it's a good enough review for you. I think it actually is a great product and a great value. Thanks for watching. Godspeed. Take care. We will see you at the range.